Welcome back to my channel. I have a Espresso Tonic here. I never in a million years thought I would like these, but I'm addicted. They're so refreshing, so good. Let's get straight into why you clicked on this video. I asked ChatGPT for research-backed studies on how to improve the sales at my booth at a farmer's market. So for context, I am familiar with doing a farmer's market and other Christmas and holiday markets. So let's get straight into the 5 things that I implemented in my booth for the first farmer's market, and I saw a dramatic increase in engagement, sales, and conversion. First off, I posted a TikTok last year about offering samples and how just having samples alone will really increase your sales. It could increase anywhere between 20 and 200%. Anytime I sample the roast, I always sell out of that particular roast. I've only had one market this year in Farmington, and I sampled Ethiopia. I brought 12 full bags, sold out of them, and then I had 10 3-ounce bags sold out of them, which is wild to me. So that works. Here's the key. I have 4 different coffee roasts available. One thing that was really interesting was decision fatigue is what people can get when they are presented with too many options. I saw this firsthand at a holiday market I did last year. It was very busy. My 10 by 10 booth was $125 to rent because the foot traffic was just so high. And I made the mistake of putting out self-serve samples, 1 for each of my roasts. 1, people didn't go for the samples like I thought they would. And 2, people, I felt like got overwhelmed and end up peeking in, looking, and leaving, which I thought was really interesting. And so for this market, I decided to have 1 signature sample and then rotate it every Saturday. It also said to appeal to 2 different kinds of customers. You have the person who wants something new, and then you have the person who always wants like an anchor that's always gonna be there. So for sampling, I have 1 anchor is my Brazil. It's my best seller, and I'm always gonna have it to sample. And then I have 1 featured roast that I'm gonna rotate the other 3 out to give some variety. This is all about funneling your customer's focus into one area so they don't get decision fatigue. So yeah, that was number 1, having samples, but having 1 to 2 so they don't get decision fatigue. Okay, number 2 is have clear eye level signage. This is another thing that I improved on from last year. This year I had more of an interactive booth, and I made sure to have 8 by 8 signs that you could see at eye level. 1, I noticed that people weren't confused about my booth. Last farmer's market, early on, I had little signs and they were lower, like on my cart or on my table. And surprisingly, a lot of people were like, oh, so what do you sell? What is this? And they weren't even sure. And so that just went to show me that my signage wasn't working as well as I thought it was working. So this year I changed that. I had a large banner at eye level, a couple other signs at eye level, and people seemed really clear. You can kind of hear them talking like, oh, coffee beans, or oh, coffee. They knew exactly what I sold instantly, and that really helped. We're on number 3. You've heard the debate of, 1 single table or a U where someone comes into your booth, or like a zigzag, not a zigzag, maybe it's a Z-shaped booth where, there's like a table up front, and there's a side, and there's a table in the back. I've seen on social media people swearing by that. That didn't really work for me. 1, because I didn't want to go and purchase 3 very specifically sized tables. I really wanted to work with what I had, and what I had was a 4-foot table, a ladder that literally is used in my home as decor. I just thought I could use it as a display, and a rolling bar cart that used to be my kitchen island, and now I just use it for these events. I told Chat what I had, and I told it, can you organize this for me in a way that's going to attract customers and increase my sales with like research-backed data? And surprise, surprise, this is all backed by research they've done on open markets. U-shape is the way to go. What it does is it creates an exploration area and people tend to browse longer. As long as you have different touch points and organized and not overly cluttered. I think that's the key. Number 4 is to tell your story. Research says that customers are 2 to 3 times more likely to purchase your product if they know the story behind it. They want to feel connected to what they're buying. Oftentimes that's why people go to a market. That's why I go to markets. I go because I love watching people create things they love, and I love that. And that is also what your customer's looking for. They want to buy from you. Number 5, okay, this is a big one and I have seen this increase my sales. Offer bundle deals or little packs. Offering minis and a little bundle deal for those minis increases my sales by 20% every time. So throwing in a little mini or calling anything a bar is just, I don't know, it's fun. I did a coffee bean bar and where people could mix and match 3 minis for $20. And people were interacting with that display while I was talking oftentimes. And it gave some more interest. Let's just run through them one more time. Offer samples, but keep it simple. 1 to 2 max. 2, have clear eye level signage. 3, make sure your booth space is clutter-free, organized, bright and inviting. And the U shape, it says, is the better option. 4, tell your story. Talk about your product story or yours or a little bit of both. 5, offer bundle deals or a favorite pack. Those are the 5 things that I personally have seen increase sales in my booth. Iced roast coffee, but you can apply these to anything. You can apply these to crafts. You can apply these to handmade goods, other food items. If you are selling a craft item, I would replace samples with things that people can touch, feel, and interact with. Maybe different touch points. Maybe that's a spinning display. Also seeing your product in use, I think would be helpful. If you want the prompt to see for yourself, I just asked, please provide research-backed strategies to boost farmers market sales. And yeah, hopefully that prompt is a help to you. This is my 4th video on this channel. I have, I think, 10 subscribers. I'm so grateful that, you followed a really small YouTuber. If you could do me a favor, I would really love to make this a little small business community. And I do love making content, but I want this to be more. So if you in the comments could leave what you do, maybe if you have a small business or you're wanting to start a small business, let me know in the comments. And other people who are reading these comments, I encourage you to interact with these people. Maybe if you make a connection, that would be awesome. I wish you a summer of sold out Saturdays. Thanks for being here. I will see you in the next video. Bye.